Max Verstappen, the 2021 and 2022 Drivers' World Champion. Now, Max Verstappen is definitely one of the best F1 drivers out there, but there's a major problem that seems to be continuing on, and he doesn't seem to be growing from it. Yes, he is young, but over time that he's been in Formula 1, there's been nothing that's really changed. I am a Fernando Alonso fan, as you guys can see from my jacket. I haven't seen my driver won since 2012. So it's been very frustrating years seeing my guy not be able to win in a car that is, capable of, or not even being in a car that's capable of wins. And put Fernando Alonso right now in a Red Bull, Fernando Alonso would be battling for the Drivers' World Championship because you can look at what he did. This man gained 12 spots today in the Formula 1 race at Brazil. But my biggest problem is Max Verstappen from this one race. Max Verstappen is a very selfish person. And I'm going to tell you this why. Sergio Perez, last year, 2021, Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Sergio Perez was 12 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen, and Max Verstappen needed to beat Lewis Hamilton in order to win the championship. Sergio Perez held off Lewis Hamilton enough to where Max Verstappen was right in it, and then they threw a safety car, and then what they were supposed to do is let all the cars through, or they were supposed to I forgot what they did. They were supposed to let all the cars through, and then they only kept like 2, and they sent the rest off, and they got the safety car restart. Oh yeah, that's what they did. They got the safety car restart very quickly to where the point Max Verstappen was right behind Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen ended up passing Lewis Hamilton, winning the World Championship, and it was found out that this year that Red Bull went over the cap cost for this year. So technically Red Bull did not really earn this championship because they had to go over the cost cap to win the championship. And if it wasn't for the FIA, Lewis Hamilton would be an 8-time world champion. But yet Max Verstappen in his head is like, we deservedly won the championship last season. We were the best team now. No, Lewis Hamilton got screwed out of an 8 world championship. And even this year, not even Lewis Hamilton, Sergio Perez has been such a very good teammate to Max Verstappen. He's helped Max Verstappen so much throughout this year, and it's such a shame to see Max Verstappen do this thing to kind of Perez. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Max Verstappen at the end of the Formula 1 race today was supposed to give Sergio Perez the position back in order for Perez to be ahead of Leclerc heading into the final race for second place in standings, which means Red Bull has a chance at 1-2 finish in the driver standings, which they've never done before if I remember right. And I just want to say this. Max Verstappen comes on the radio and says, "You know why I didn't give back the position, and I stand by my decision." That just makes you look like a stupid person. That just makes you look selfish. Because Sergio Perez, earlier this season, helped him win a race. And Mexico helped him come back and get back into position. Sergio Perez has been such a very good second teammate. And in this one instance, Red Bull and Sergio Perez wanted Max Verstappen to give Perez back to position so he can be at least 2 points heading into the next race. I do not care if Max Verstappen was 4 seconds ahead. We've seen Bottas do it. We've seen Hamilton do it. We've seen Rosberg do it. So why not with Max Verstappen? You want to know why? Because Max Verstappen is a selfish driver. And he only cares about himself. Max Verstappen's only focus for the rest of the season is having the most points ever in the Formula 1 season. That way his name can be more in the record books. He's not going to be a Lewis Hamilton. He's not going to be an 7-time world champion. He's not going to have the most wins in F1. He's not going to have the most poles in F1. You know why? Because if Max Verstappen doesn't clear up the selfish attitude that he has, there's not going to be another team out there that's going to want to hire him. Because if you want to be a team and you want to win, you want to have a good championship constructor standings, you need to have teamwork. And Sergio Perez is a definitely teamwork guy. He's very happy to be in a car that's capable of winning races. He won a race earlier season. I believe he won Monaco, if I remember right. And in that race, I think it was in Monaco that Max Verstappen said that Sergio Perez had crashed on purpose in qualifying, which stopped him from getting, I believe, what would have been pole or close there, and that Max Verstappen holds on a grudge from then to now, and that's the major reason why Verstappen did not let Sergio Perez by, because of something that happened in May. We are in November of this year. May, if you still have a grudge from May, you are just a petty person. And that's what Max Verstappen seems to be. He just seems to be a petty person. Because, like I said, there have been many accounts for this year and last year where Sergio Perez has helped Max Verstappen win the races, and Sergio Perez has helped Max Verstappen win the championship this year, and Verstappen has already had the championship locked up from 2 races ago, and yet he couldn't even do this one small thing and help Sergio Perez try to get his best ever finish in the driver's standings, which would have been second behind only Max Verstappen, which Red Bull would be able to claim next year that they have a 1-2 in the driver's standings. But now it comes down to Abu Dhabi, and let's hold. I'm gonna knock on wood real quick. Let's hope that Sergio Perez does not retire. But if he does, and Leclerc ends up scoring at least 1 or 2 points throughout the season, this incident's going to be looked back, and it's going to be looked at Verstappen. And Red Bull said they've discussed the issue internally. They said that every single time, but they don't discuss it internally. Same thing with goes what happened with the Alpine incident yesterday. That's a whole other video that I want to make for you guys when it comes to Esteban Ocon, because I have many incidents where Esteban Ocon has not been a good teammate. But in this particular instance, Max Verstappen is not a very good teammate, because today he should have helped Sergio Perez get those extra 2 points over Charles Leclerc, so Red Bull has a possibility of finishing 1-2 in the driver standings for Formula 1.